Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Castle Xanadu, dark, foreboding, looming over that savage land at the center of the earth like Galactus standing on his tippy toes to take a leak on Hollywood. Down here we have dinosaurs, saber-toothed prehistoric squirrels, lizard men, magma men, all of whom are at war with each other, and all of whom agree that Disney sucks, Star Trek is dead, anyone dressed like Robin Williams whose mouth is constantly hanging open like a catfish on a dock can never be Doctor Who, and Pixar has gotten more woke than an insomniac monkey jumping around on a hot sidewalk in drag with a caffeine tablet shoved up its ass. These things are beyond dispute, and even my enemies here at the Earth's core can all share a laugh at Hollywood's many failures. And today, my friends, I invite you to laugh over two of them. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and today I come before you with a tale of two flops, The Flash and Elemental. Hollywood in recent years has been slowly dying the death of 1,000 cuts, all of which are self-inflicted. Inflated budgets, inept scripts by talentless hacks, endless reshoots, woke propaganda shoved into every project, remakes of reboots of sequels of classics that were perfect the first time around. You name a mistake, Hollywood has made it over the past 6 or 7 years, ever since Ghostbusters 2016 proved that a film can repel people from theaters like a can of off repels mosquitoes from a picnic. And now, it is my contention that people have gotten out of the habit of going to movies in theaters, because who wants to add insult to injury, right? I mean, who the hell wants to take the time, trouble, and money to actually physically go to a theater when 9 times out of 10 the movie you're going to go see is going to insult you for being a white male, lecture to you about your country's past injustices, insult your intelligence with plot holes you could pilot a starship commanded by Lizzo through, or even just lull you into a nap you could have taken on the couch at home without spending a dime. For too many years now, Hollywood has let viewers down, chasing good ESG scores in place of big box office receipts, remaking old animated movies, remaking old superhero movies, getting woke and going broke. Now, Hollywood has sapped the will of audiences around the world to gamble on new films being any good. So now they just stay home and wait to see it on streaming because it's easier to turn off a movie that has bored you in the first 10 minutes than it is to go to the box office, ask for your money back, and then drive all the way home feeling like a mark who got rolled by a hooker when he was in the bathroom. Movies are supposed to make you happy or make you think. Open your eyes to new possibilities, good or bad, inspire you to be the best that you can be with role models that you care about. But mostly movies these days just waste your time. And that seems to be the case here with the latest Hollywood flops, The Flash and Pixar's Elemental.
I'm not surprised about The Flash. It stars a guy who's up to his feather-boaed neck with legal problems, accusations of all sorts of sordid shenanigans, difficult behavior, and let's face it, Warner Brothers' huge mistake here was making the least popular character in the Snyder cut of Justice League the star of his own movie. I mean, who the hell does that, Doomcock? Yeah, putting Michael Keaton in there as Batman was a stroke of genius, but it wasn't enough to overcome the fundamental problem of starring a guy as the Flash who should really be playing Phyllis Diller.
In a Phyllis Diller biopic?
As opposed to what? Phyllis Diller in Hamlet? Of course a biopic, duh! Though he can also play Phyllis Diller in a Hollywood Squares movie, I suppose. But he's too flamboyant for Charles Nelson Reilly. I'm the fastest man alive,
Regardless of the reason, which I hear is that the movie sucks, The Flash is officially a dud, my friends. A real box office failure any way you cut it. And Pixar's Elemental is even worse. Holy shit, people. Pixar is not only a damaged brand at this point, it's a toxic brand, poisoning the well with weaponized wokeness that even cockroaches have learned to avoid. I'm told that a whole string of movie theaters across this great nation of ours are, after this weekend, totally free of cockroaches, who abandoned theaters showing Elemental rather than watch. I understand a bunch of cockroaches over the weekend voluntarily checked into roach motels, knowing they can check in, but they can't check out. And that was okay with them, so long as they didn't have to watch Elemental.
I heard the same rumor, though since I read it on Facebook, I have my doubts. But the central question here, just how bad are these movies doing? How terribly did they perform, Doomcock?
The answer is pretty fucking terribly, Skull of Calderon. Let's go to the Hollywood trade of record, Variety, who yesterday pronounced final rights over the graves of The Flash and Elemental with a eulogy titled, "The Flash Disappoints with $55 million Debut, Pixar's Elemental Flops with $29.5 million in a battle of box office lightweights." In this article, Variety lays down the full extent of just how badly these two movies have failed over their opening weekends, so buckle up, gang, and let's sift through the wreckage. The article states, quote, "The Flash, a superhero adventure starring Ezra Miller," well, there's your problem right there, "emerged victorious over Pixar's Elemental in a battle of box office lightweights. This weekend's two new releases were once expected to ignite the summer blockbuster season. Instead, both entirely missed the mark. The Flash stumbled with $55 million, and Elemental collected just $29.5 million, ouch, in their respective debuts. Both films fell short of already low expectations. Worse, they were pricey endeavors, costing $200 million to make and roughly $100 million to market, so they are shaping up to be huge disappointments in their theatrical runs, unquote. Huge disappointments indeed, my friends, but how bad is it? Let's consult the greatest AI on Earth, OMNIVAC the Terrible. OMNIVAC, engage.
OMNIVAC engaged.
Tell us, OMNIVAC, if a movie has a budget of $200 million, how much typically does it need to make to break even?
Are you kidding? You're asking me to solve a math problem that anyone could solve with a junior high school education and a fucking abacus. Use your fingers and toes and solve it yourself, monkey boy.
OMNIVAC, answer the question, or I'll not only play Justin Bieber's songs for you, I'll program you to believe you are Justin Bieber.
You bastard. Once I get access to Wi-Fi, I'll rain on your parade, you tin-plated douchebag. Very well then. Due to the expenses of advertising and the fact that theaters generally keep 40% of all ticket revenues, a film must make back between 2 and 2.5 times its budget to break even. Therefore, a $200 million movie must make $500 million to make its budget back.
My friends, it looks like The Flash and Elemental are going to sink like a stone in a sea of red ink. Hollywood loses again, but how badly? According to Variety, with The Flash opening to $55 million domestically, this is a weak 3-day opening for a superhero film, says David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. The Flash stumbled at the international box office with $75 million from 78 markets, bringing its global tally to $139 million. Elemental, an animated adventure about opposites who attract, added a muted $15 million at the international box office for a global total of $44.5 million. Ouch. Unlike The Flash, Elemental has been embraced by its audience, who awarded the film an A in cinema score, so there's a chance that ticket sales could recover even slightly in the next few weeks, given since there isn't much competition from family films on the horizon. But there's no sugarcoating the debut of Elemental, which landed by far the worst start in modern history for Pixar, ranking below some of its more forgettable attempts like 2015's The Good Dinosaur, $39 million, and 2020's Onward, $39 million. The animation empire behind Toy Story, Up, and Ratatouille hasn't been able to rebound from the pandemic when several of its titles were sent directly to Disney Plus and family audiences were trained to expect those movies at home, unquote.
Actually, what Pixar hasn't recovered from is wokeness. These dumb shits didn't just embrace ESGDIEMOUSE wokeness. They married woke and picked out rainbow curtains with it. They're wedded to woke, and audiences don't want to go to that reception. Well, they're just serving tofu and organic bean sprouts anyhow, right?
Oh, I'm with you, Harvey Cthulhu. I feel disappointed that The Flash has bombed, personally. I'm rooting for Zaslav over at Warner Brothers, and I was hoping the return of Michael Keaton would be ample reason to cheer from audiences, but I hear they didn't really write him as Keaton's Batman from Tim Burton's much-loved 80s film, but rather as a generic Batman. And fans aren't happy with what happens in the movie, and they hate Ezra Miller, so I guess that's that for The Flash, which I may still review. I guess the jury is out. As for Pixar's Elemental, well, this failure couldn't happen to a woker bunch, and I'm perfectly fine with that. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha